What's up, everybody? Tendo here, and with me, I've got Hannah I Ain't Got No Biscuits, and today we're going to go to some thrift stores in my hometown. That's right, yesterday you saw some garage sales here in my hometown, but today it's going to be the thrift stores, and I have no idea how this is going to go. I'm a little bit nervous about it because we're going to leave the house right now and try to film an episode thrift shopping here, and it could very well just not go right at all, and I come home and don't have enough for a video. And if that happens, you're never going to see this, so I don't know why I'm telling you this, but that's what I'm worried about. But let's go to the thrift stores here. I know of 3. If we find any more, which I doubt we will, we'll put them on here. But let's go to the 3 I know of and see how this goes. Check this out. First stop of the day is a Goodwill. My hometown is just big enough that it has 2 Goodwills. That's right. Owensboro, Kentucky is a 2 Goodwill town. That's how I like to refer to it. And I'm really nervous to go in here. There could be no video games. I could leave with a fat stack. I could leave with just a single copy of Wii Fit. I really don't know what's going to happen. As soon as I walked in the door, I looked for some sort of book section, some sort of notification as to where the video games might be. And I barely noticed them, but there are these racks on top of the clothing that have DVDs in them. I walk around to the other side, and there's plenty of video games, including a copy of Monkey Ball for the Wii, which I've failed to buy a couple times because I found it without the disc in there. So I'm happy to see that. But it's interesting to see the video games up here because back in Phoenix, where I live, all of the video games are just by the book somewhere, and the toys are on top of the clothes like this. And so here at this Goodwill, that was not the case. The toys are currently nowhere to be seen, and there's tons of video games here on top of the clothing racks. Something else interesting to note as you watch me dig through these games is that a lot of these discs are put in the cases upside down. And this is very interesting because I've never seen this at a Goodwill. Someone at this Goodwill actually goes through every single disc, checks them, and the ones that are scratched in any capacity, they turn them upside down the disc so that when you are looking at these games, you will see that they're scratched and you will have no excuse for bringing them back. I guess that's their thinking. And sure enough, every single one that was upside down was scratched, and all the ones that were regular were in pretty good shape. This is good because I'm pretty lazy about checking the quality of the discs. I guess it's because I'm just a fraction more interested in collecting than I am playing a lot of these. So I fail to check sometimes when I'm in a hurry. And today is one of those days we're in a hurry. We have a birthday party to be to. We have just tons of other stuff to do while we're in my hometown because we're only here for like 37 hours or somewhere less than 2 days. So I'm rushing through here trying to pick up every video game I can. And you know what? I left a lot of those games that were scratched that I would have bought otherwise. Kind of a bummer, but there is a lot of stuff here, and I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy my hometown is not letting me down. It is giving me as many games as just about anywhere else we've stopped on the road so far. It took me quite a while to dig through all of this stuff to make sure that I got all of the games, and there was a couple of these racks on top of the clothing bins that had DVDs and video games and stuff in them. So it took me a little longer than I wanted to be here to search through all of them. But let's take a quick look through the rest of the store. I don't know what I'm going to find here. I do remember buying suit jackets for church here growing up. This Goodwill's been here for quite a while. I do remember where it was also before it moved here. It was kind of tucked in like some neighborhoods down the road from where it's at now, but it finally got its own building. And I did my best to check all these CDs here. There was a stack of computer games, some Wii Sports, or what is that, Wii Resort. I should know, shouldn't I? If anybody should know, it'd be me. I'm not leaving with any copies of Wii Fit today, nor am I leaving with any PlayStation 1 games that are hiding in the CDs, unfortunately. This particular Goodwill has a whole separate room for the home good items. So let's go check it out before we go, just to make sure there's no consoles or any other video game thing related. I don't see much. It doesn't look like there's going to be much. There's some random toner cartridges and just a whole ton of miscellaneous on these shelves. And the toy section is pretty abysmal compared to the toy sections back in Phoenix. Hey, the video games are actually just as good, so I'm not mad. But the toy section in a Goodwill in Phoenix is so magical that I feel bad for kids that come thrift shopping with their parents here in Owensboro. You guys need to make your parents go to Phoenix. If you're listening and you're in Owensboro, go thrift shop in Phoenix. You'll have all the toys you ever wanted for dirt cheap. But there's nothing here. I'm kind of living in this mini nightmare that I'm going to find some of those shelves that I need here in Owensboro for super cheap because I need more shelves for the game room. And I don't want to pay much for them. And if I find them here and have to carry them all the way back to Phoenix in my little bitty car, that would be a bummer. Here is what probably should have been find of the day. There is not one, but 2 sets of the 2 Zelda games for NES in here. And they're both priced a little bit different. I think one has $30 on it because there's a manual in there. And there's one in there that has $20 on it, I believe. It has no manual. This is a pretty good price. This is, if you got on eBay and tried to find them cheap, this is what you'd pay for them. And I wanted them, but I've got a pretty tight budget for each day of shopping here back home. And I already have one of them, so I don't want to pay for the other one. I really struggled with whether or not to buy these here today, and I still think maybe I should have. If I was a bit more into reselling than I am, I would do so. I wouldn't get the trade-in credit at that price that I would want to get, and so I actually called a buddy and told him they were there, and a buddy of mine came and got these. So not all is lost. These are going home with somebody else that definitely wants them. All right. A big stack of games from the first Goodwill. I'm just elated. I am super happy that I actually found a bag of games. I had huge doubt. that was going to happen, but it did. And now we're on to another Goodwill. And this doesn't look so promising, to be honest with you, because all of the DVDs and CDs, etc., in this Goodwill look like they're right up in the front of the store, which is usually a sign of theft. And theft is a problem in my hometown, and that's probably going to mean that this is all of them. That's what I'm thinking here, that these 2 racks of CDs and DVDs that I can see are probably going to be my only chance to find video games here. Not sure about that, but that's the immediate judgment that I'm making, because I guess I just can't let myself believe that both of these Goodwills are going to be awesome. But there's a racing game here I'm probably going to buy. I'm going to make sure to peek around this mess of a CD rack and make sure there's no more video games. And then there's this DVD rack that doesn't really appear to have any video games on it. I hope I'm not striking out here. There's a lockbox too that's also not locked, but there's just VHS tape in there. Really strange choices at this Goodwill. But then, of course, walking around the rest of the store, I see that they have the same organization scheme that the other Goodwill did. All these DVDs and a few games tucked into these racks above the clothes. I'm just not looking for that, because my eyes are trained to scan a Goodwill in a very specific way, because all of the Goodwills back home in Phoenix put all of their video games in the exact same spot. So I'm just not used to looking for video games on top of the clothes. But it does appear that there are a lot of video games here, just like the last Goodwill. So I'm hoping to really find something special here right off the bat. This game is not special. It was a horse game, and here's some more NASCAR games, and also a bunch of VHS tapes. I really want to know what reasoning was behind putting those VHS tapes up here and the VHS tapes that are in the lockbox. Were those some super special VHS tapes? Should I go back over there and check those? What's up with these VHS tapes? I have to know. But more horse riding games, I'm going to buy those. Though I did find better quantity and quality of video games at that last Goodwill. There were a lot more racks of DVDs and games at this Goodwill, like 5 or 6 of them. I kept walking around the store and finding another one, and another one, and another one. So that was interesting, but for some reason still, there were a lot more games at the other one. I think I know why, actually. This Goodwill is in the busiest part of town. There's a certain part of town here in my hometown that used to be completely empty. It was just a cornfield, and then they built a Walmart. And then they built some subdivisions out there. And then all of a sudden, everything from the other side of town migrated over there. And that's kind of a normal thing in small towns like this. You'll go to a lot of towns that have part of town that used to be popping and isn't anymore. But this Goodwill is in that now popping part of town. And probably no one goes to the one that I just came from, which is cool. That's good for me because I got all the good video games. Right before I was about to check out, I noticed this cart full of toys, and I thought it belonged to someone else, but it turns out it was a cart that the people at the cash register had just priced and were about to put out on the floor. And I found a giant bag of Skylanders and Disney Infinity. So if you think I'm not buying that, you crazy. It had a pretty good price on it for how many were in there. So I got a stack of games at this one and an extra bonus bag of Skylanders and Disney Infinity. Last stop of the day is a St. Vincent de Paul. And this is the only one of these in town. There's not 2 of them like the Goodwills. As far as I know, it's the only other thrift store There could have been some mom and pop thrift stores here built more recent than I've probably been here. I just don't know. But I'm going to go in here and look for video games. I've never had a lot of luck in this thrift store for anything else that I usually shop for, but I actually haven't been in here since I started heavily collecting, so I really don't know what I'm going to find. Looking around the book section, hoping there's some video games in here, maybe some Game Informer or Nintendo Power in the magazines, but of course there's not. Just a bunch of Sports Illustrated. And it looks like this sectioned off room is a furniture room. Nothing I'm going to need in here. No shelves for me. Let's go back to the regular part of the store. There are DVDs here. This almost looks to be strictly DVDs, but that doesn't mean there aren't some video games tucked in there. There's some empty cases that I was afraid might have been Wii cases. There's a lot of white cases, but they're not Wii, at least not yet. More empty white cases. This is one of those points where I just don't know what I'm about to do because I am still in a hurry. I've got a birthday party still to go to, and I've got to get in here and out of here quick. Sometimes we hit 3 Goodwills in an hour, and I know that's not the best thing in the world because that's an easy way to miss stuff is to just spend 5 minutes in a Goodwill, but I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet on this one and maybe be fashionably late to that birthday party and make sure that I see all of these DVDs here to make sure there's not any games hiding in there. So I'm actually going to pull up a chair, sit down, and I'm going to look through every one of these. And at some point when Hannah's done looking at the clothes, I'm going to have her come over and help me finish out so we can get out of here quick. And there ended up being quite a bit more in here than I expected. There were probably 15 games total hidden in all of these DVDs, and about 5 or 6 of them I didn't have. So you've got to dig. Sometimes you just got to dig. And this was not a day I had time to dig, but we did it anyways just because we're not going to have a huge chance to come back to my hometown and thrift shop anytime soon. So we're going to leave today with some video games. We're back, and it went really well for me. How did it go for you?
Not good.
Not good. You're kind of striking out in Owensboro. I keep rolling around in the car and telling her, hey, if we ever want to come spend a little more time here because we have to help take care of my grandmother or something, we can do that. And really, maybe not for you. I don't know. I think maybe it's just bad luck.
Maybe. I'm hoping.
Yeah, but we have found some clothes here. Just not as many as we found back in actually your hometown. We found way more in your hometown.
Right.
And honestly, I found more video games here for sure. I mean, I found good stuff in your hometown, but I found more quantity here. All right, let's talk about what you got first, and then we'll get into mine.
All right, you're in this for the long haul. Because I got one item.
3 thrift stores, you bought 1 pair of jeans.
1 pair of jeans, and they're not even amazing. They're just some vintage Levi's. They're black. They're a staple.
Nothing super special.
Nope.
She got a pair of pants, y'all. Boo. Boo! Alright, well, I got a bunch more than that. Hand me that bag. I was walking out of, what was it, the second Goodwill we went to, and I was like, I found a bunch of games there, so I wasn't mad, and there was a cart that was by the cash register, and it was the stuff that they had just currently priced, I guess, and we're about to put on the shelves. And I got a big bag of not only Skylanders, but there's a few Disney Infinity in here, too. There's a couple I do have, and I don't have. I don't believe I have Thor, so I've got that guy now. There's an Iron Man in here I don't have, so that's awesome. I'm not going to go through these one by one, but there is a bunch of Infinity in here that I don't have, and there's a few in here that made me really buy this, because, this dude is scary. And I saw that in the bag. That's wild. Doesn't that look like it's straight out of the pits of hell? Somebody summoned that one and had ill intent. Yeah, there's there's a few in here I do have. I do have Mr. Incredible.
Donald Duck.
Oh yeah, and Donald Duck. We couldn't remember if we bought this a few episodes ago, and I think we didn't. You guys are probably gonna know if we did, but I think that's one we skipped. But we got him. It doesn't matter if we do already have him. We've got 2, and there's a bunch more in here. You guys look out in the future for my Disney Infinity and Skylander collection that floats around in the back of my videos, and you'll spot some of these guys. But I was more than happy to pay $12 for that because I pay about $1 a piece for them anyways, more so for the Infinity characters. So that was more than $12 worth for me. So let's dig into the video games that I got. There's a little bit of sports stuff in here. NASCAR 08. I'm going for that complete collection, so some of these silly games are not necessary, but there's some good stuff in here. Gallop and Ride. My Horse and Me. Keep them going. Wouldn't it be funny if there's like, I got a big stack of games here, like probably 35 games. Nah, there's not that many. There's a bunch though. Wouldn't it be funny if one after one that I pulled off there was just a horse riding game? Twin Strike Operation Thunder by Zoo Games. And then SpongeBob SquarePants Creature from the Krusty Krab. I do already have this for PlayStation 2, but this is one that is in a custom case from Hollywood Video. And I collect these because I'm weird and I like them. So we got that. Barnyard. This is great. This is one I've not seen in the wild before, so I was very happy to buy that. Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam for the Wii. I got a lot of Wii games today. The first stop today was a lot of Wii games. And here's one that I've yet to be able to find complete. Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. I've found this empty case, I think, a couple times now. But we've got it all. Very happy for that. I got not one, but 2 Ben 10 games. I was a little bit too old to really catch the wave of Ben 10 when it came out. But I always think it looks really cool. That kind of Pokemon creature, not that the creatures in it are Pokemon-esque, but like the variety of creatures in it kind of catches my eye and I like it. So I'm happy to buy up these Ben 10 games. I like the look of them on a shelf. And this I'm very excited about. Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal. It looks wild. But any Looney Tune games I see, I'm going to buy. Here's a SpongeBob game that I bought that I've never seen before, and it's a racing game. Right? I knew I didn't show this to her when I bought it. I knew she'd like it. SpongeBob Boating Bash. We're going to have to play that with Patrick for sure. Take a look at that. And then another racing game, Speed Racer, the video game. I'll have to check that out too. Here's another one, Game Party. There's a lot of these different varieties of this game and sequels and stuff. And this is one I didn't have, so I picked it up. And yeah, I don't know that we'll ever play it, but I've got almost all of them. Bionicle Heroes for the 360. Not a lot of 360 games on this trip, but that was just a couple bucks and it looked good. Bakugan Battle Brawlers. This is another one that I keep buying, like not together, but here's a complete copy. So I was happy to grab it. Spy Games Elevator Missions. I don't know anything about this game, and to be honest with you, I think that it looks terrible. If you know better, comment below and let me know. But this looks bad, and it might be a candidate, I think, for our series of bad video games. It looks like something me and Patrick could get into and be tickled over. Honestly, I was in a hurry when we went to these thrift stores today because I'm also doing family stuff while we're in town. So there were a few games I bought that I might have already, but I don't think so on most of them. This is one, I definitely have it like on PlayStation 2 and stuff, so I don't know if I have the Wii version. Transformers the game, but it was only a buck or two, so I'm not mad about it. This is a game I definitely didn't have. It's SOCOM Combat Assault. And it's in pretty great condition. It's all there. It's got all the extras that came in the case originally. Very happy to have it. And then this one I do already have, but it was complete, and I was not gonna not pay $1 for it. Cars for the GameCube. I love GameCube games. Heck, just that case alone as a replacement case for some other GameCube games that I have that need replacement cases was worth that $1. Pirates of the Caribbean. Very happy for that. And then this one. Here's one I hadn't seen. It's a game for the iToy. It is not specifically an iToy game, but it is compatible with the iToy. Nicktoons Moving. So I guess this is just a bunch of Nickelodeon related. Oh, I just lied to you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Back it up. This is specifically an iToy game. These iToy games, people rip them so hard because like there's like a big handful of games that are all just rip-offs of each other. So you see these guys on the back swiping and stuff. It's like the same exact games with different skins on them. And yeah, it's kind of a joke. But I do like Nickelodeon stuff on my shelf, so that'll be cool to look at. Next up, this one's a bummer. SpongeBob SquarePants Lights Camera Pants. They let me have it though. At the Goodwill, they said, hey, it's empty, just take it. I was like, well, thank you. I like having these extra cases. Would have liked to have the whole thing, though. MVP Baseball 2003. We just went through some great stuff, and now we're about to have trash at the bottom. MotoGP. Another Wii game I don't have. These aren't too bad. Need for Speed Underground 2. A few episodes ago, we were digging through stuff at her house. If you haven't watched it, go watch it, because honestly, it's one of the best episodes we've ever made. I really love that episode. Hannah was telling me she had this game.
I did, yeah. I like that game a lot.
But we never found it.
No, my brother took it already, I think.
She lost it.
Or that.
And last and certainly not least, Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, I already have this. But why did I buy it again? Well, it was really cheap for one. But secondly, it's got the poster in it. And I want to hang up the posters from Grand Theft Auto in my game room because Grand Theft Auto is one of my favorite game series, and I just love all these posters and stuff that come in them. So I've been buying second copies of everything just to take the posters out of. That's really it. And then I can trade the games back in without the posters for a couple bucks at the game store. So that's all that is, but I'm very happy to find it. I love me some Grand Theft Auto. All right, that's everything that we got, guys, but let's talk about favorite things. What was your favorite thing you got?
I don't know. Maybe some jeans.
Those jeans? Yeah, I thought it would be. What was my favorite thing that I got? I think I'm kind of excited about that Looney Tunes game.
That one looks cool, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to play the Looney Tunes game when we get home and see how it is. I mean, I like the look of those Ben 10 games. I don't know that I'll play them. But I don't know. If you guys saw anything in there that you think I should play, definitely let me know down below. But also comment, let us know what your favorite thing that we got was. And maybe your least favorite thing if you're feeling a little salty about something like those sports games. But hey, today's not a bad... I'm looking at them over here off camera. Today's not a bad day for sports games. I've definitely done worse as far as sports games goes. I've had 20 plus sports games in a day before. But guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I know I enjoyed thrift shopping in my hometown because though I went to thrift shops a lot when I lived here about 10 years ago now, I did thrift shopping, but obviously not on the level that we do now. We thrift for a living. I make YouTube videos daily off of thrifting, and so it was just really interesting to walk in there. And I don't know, I think what I did a lot of was consider while we did this, if I was here living here, could I do what I'm doing? And obviously I couldn't do it at quite the high level because we have so many thrift shops in Phoenix where we live, but I could do it. Between the flea markets they have here and how good garage sales can be, like I could get it done, but it would be harder. Which I say to say, if you're into what we do, there's definitely people watching who are super into what we do that are just as good at it as us, and you people are cool. But if you're thinking about getting into this and you want to try it in your hometown and you don't know if it's good enough, just go try it like we did. That was really the point of this exercise, to just see if we, move to a smaller town one day, if we can still do this, or to see if we travel cross country more, like we definitely want to, like we've been doing this week, to see if we can go through small towns and not even drive the highway and just go small town to small town all across the country and see what we find. I think that would be interesting. But today's exercise was an exercise in whether or not we can do that. So I hope you guys understand that. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope that before you go, you will do a couple things for me. Hey, go sub to our Twitch, because we're going to start streaming in like a week. And in like a week's time, we will be streaming regular Minecraft and random video games that we find at the thrift. We've had a schedule set for how we're trying to grow this YouTube, and that's our next step. Because the last step was a Discord. We have a community Discord. You should go join. It's awesome. We just chat about stuff over there. We show each other pictures of our thrift hauls, our garage sale hauls. So if you want to see like early pictures of what we found before we post the videos and that kind of thing, go over there and look at those. But also bring your pictures of the stuff you found. And also bring the pictures of your gaming setups or your gaming rooms and show them to us over there. That's what our Discord's for. We want you to come join. So follow us on Twitch, right? Go join the Discord. And last and certainly not least, hit that like and subscribe button. And most importantly, hit that bell notification so that when we post videos like this in the future, we go thrift shopping and we do these crazy things and we drive across the country and post videos every day about our wild adventures, you will get a notification and you can come and hang out with us then. And until then, guys, peace out.